was like, I haven't worked out in years, but I used to do this in my 20s, so I got this. Welcome to No Ordinary Friendship.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Teresa.
Let's catch up.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, Teresa.
How is it going?
Pretty good.
Welcome to another episode of
No Ordinary Friendship. I like how you set me up for that one. Hello, listeners. Hope you're having a great week.
Yeah, thanks for following along on our journey. Breaking news.
Did you put this one?
I put this one, and I don't know if you care or not, or if you've been following, but Amazon's announcement of return to office 5 days a week.
No.
Oh, you are so not in
No,
the
I'm
sphere.
I'm not in the employed world.
Okay, so the CEO recently made an announcement over an email, whatever. It was a letter about how he wants everyone to go back to the office 5 days a week starting in January, which is,
What were they before?
I think, 3 days a week. And they were
okay.
checking badging and all of that. No, Emily, this is a big fucking deal. Imagine, I don't know. I feel like there's just so many things that you need to do in terms of flexibility with your day-to-day work that a lot of working moms, I think, are going to be affected the most.
Totally.
And I think this is also such a big deal too, because Amazon is so big and influential. They're for sure other companies are thinking oh, well, if Amazon's doing it, then we should do it too.
Yeah.
And it just feels very backwards to me. So I went down this rabbit hole of looking into it. People at Amazon are really pissed, rightfully so. And they have all these internal engagement surveys, and the satisfaction rate with this new policy is at a 1.4, and one is highly dissatisfied.
Ooh.
I mean, it could be just a very vocal group, but in general, when I talk to my friends at Amazon, it seems like they really hate it. And I would too.
I would hate it too, and I'm curious why those 2 days make such a big difference, because it's not like they were fully remote.
Right.
They're already going in 3 days a week. What do they expect from those additional 2 days?
I'm not sure. And I feel like people are just as productive. And I saw someone write, does that mean I don't need to take my laptop home because
Right.
I'm fully shut off? I mean, you still have your phone, but
they can't have it both ways, right?
and they think Amazon wants it both ways.
Yeah.
And so there was this other moms in tech Facebook group, and our mom posted, I guess, that her company is going 5 days a week, and they announced it 3 days before the policy was going to be implemented.
Oh my God.
And she also said that, I don't know what company this is, but she also said that they're going to be tracking. So the expectation
so weird,
is
the tracking.
minimum 40 hours a week in office, which is a lot. You can never leave. I'm sure there's some flexibility if you need to go to the doctors or something,
Yeah.
but come on, think about how kid drop off is now, and then having to spend another 30 to 50 an hour.
commute.
I don't know. The commute.
Yeah. And there's just honestly, you can be super productive at home and take mini breaks that you would take in the office just doing nothing.
Yeah.
And get something done that is so helpful to you as a parent.
And make you more productive for the next workday.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is, because you've seen, we've all seen studies that say a 4-day work week is actually more productive, or it doesn't hurt productivity. But there's something about these leaders who, I don't know if they're just grasping for ways to grow because they're stuck, or if they're stuck in their old ways, or I don't know.
They're delulu.
They're paying for the leases, so they're get in the office, I'm paying money for this. It's when you buy a snack and your kid doesn't like it, but you're I paid for it already, you're gonna eat this.
That's true. Oh, I'm so guilty of that. Maybe that's the type of CEO I would be too. Everybody back in the office.
Eat the snacks I put in there.
But I think it's just very, I don't think I would care if we were in our 20s and we were going to work, great, more free food, more free snacks, or more time to hang out with my coworker and friends.
Yeah.
But now priorities are different, and they've shifted, and it's just
companies should be more understanding of that. And
it's worked really well.
COVID has shown it can work.
Yeah.
Right? You don't even have to test it out and prove it. It's been proven.
Yeah. You
So
literally
now
had to go
it's
through
just
it.
you being stubborn.
Yes.
And not caring about making life better for someone else.
I was also, my previous employer, I don't know where I read this. Somebody must have told me, or I read it somewhere. Somebody asked about the Amazons and whether or not they're going to go back to it too. And I think this person, the employee, asked oh, well, what about the execs? Because execs are all over the world, and they're working from home. They're working from Malibu. They're working from, I don't know, some random remote beautiful mansion in Europe. so what about them? Like, are they going back? Are they
Yeah.
going to commute? But they don't really care because they have drivers. That's like company paid for.
They're like, sure, I'll sit in the car.
Yeah, I'll sit in the car. Yeah. I'll be on my TikTok.
Yeah, it's never fair.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I guess that company is like, well, if you don't like it, you can leave, right?
yeah, which I guess is like the other.
Because we do know of people who still have fully remote jobs, like you.
Yeah.
So they're out there for people who are not into the return to office.
Yeah.
RTO. I actually did not know what that stood for.
Really? Okay, look at me educating
Yeah.
you. Okay, the next thing I put on here that's breaking news, Emily, is I went to my first gym class. It was a humbling...
Wait, so did you sign up for that fancy gym?
No, I did not sign up, but it
okay.
was at the fancy gym,
Oh, okay.
and I did a 1 week intro.
Oh, okay.
Where you still
Like
have
a
to pay.
trial?
Yeah, you still have to pay. But that's why I'm like, I have to get my money's worth. I have to go to these classes. I have to just like check it out. I went, and it was such a humbling experience. Oh my God. So it was called, I don't remember what it's called, but it was such a like Pilates inspired cardio class that's also has some yoga mixed in.
Oh, wow.
And it's also heated.
Oh.
It's a little bit of everything, honestly. I show up and I was like, oh, are people like, there are people outside, there are people inside. And I was like, oh, we're just waiting for the last class to come out. And they're like, no, you can go set up. This was like 10 minutes beforehand. I went early because it was my first time. Everybody was set up already. Everyone was like chit-chatting with one another. And I was like, what is this weird Twilight Zone that I'm in? So I like kind of like nervously shuffle my yoga mat in because you need enough space. It made me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I was like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. Nobody was looking at me. But I was also like one of maybe 2 Asians out of like this 40-person class. That made me feel a little bit weird, to be honest. I don't know if I was...
That is interesting too in the South Bay.
Yeah. Well, it was in a different suburb, I guess.
Okay.
And I also felt a little bit weird because I felt young. And I was like, all right, I got this, you know, like the class.
You're going to be the top performer.
Yes. I was like, I haven't worked out in years, but you know, I used to do this in my 20s, so I got this. It's a 60-minute class, and 20 minutes in, I was like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to pass out. I cannot do this. And I looked around and nobody else was like making eye contact with
a
me.
heated room is like not something to be joked about. Like just sitting in a heated room for 20 minutes, I think I would throw up. So if you are doing like adding on top of that movement and yoga.
They added weights.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think this is where I was like thrown off too, because I was like, oh, Pilates yoga, it's gonna be kind of like the old core power that I used to do. It's like half yoga flow, half like some weights.
Yeah.
This thing was like HIIT. Like high intensity circuit training type of movements. And I was looking around and I was like, why is everyone able to do this? Like, no, people
because they've been doing it
people
for
that
months.
don't look fit really threw me for a loop because they were doing it. And I was like doing like what is the thing called? Child's pose for so long. And I just kept thinking, oh my God, I need to tell Emily about this. Like at first it was a little bit embarrassing. And then I was just like, I don't care. I cannot throw up. But I also can't leave because like it's such a packed, but it's such a packed class. Like, and you can't just leave because you have to like roll up your mat. You got to put your weights away.
Just be like, I'll be back. I'll come back for these.
I did leave for a little bit because I had to go get some more water.
Yeah.
And I was like, these suburban moms, like they do this. They like know what they're doing. And like, I'm not one of them.
Wow. That's inspiring. Like I still have only done 1.5 mirror workouts since.
I think it is inspiring to go in person because you're
see other people.
Shamed and you're guilted into like just staying and sticking it out.
Did you go back for another class?
No, I was so sore the next day. I was like, I can't move. I was like, Steven, you're going to have to take care of the kids because like literally couldn't move like most parts of my body.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a full body workout, I guess.
Yeah.
It is a full body workout. And the last thing I'll say is good amount of men in there.
Oh, nice.
Older men as well. And they all take their shirts off. They're all...
Because it's hot yoga.
Yeah. I guess that's true. But they all have like dangling jewelry.
Interesting.
And like, I mean, it's a pretty big class, but the guys near me were all wearing crosses that were pretty big.
Oh.
And I was like,
is it a gang?
I don't think it's a gang.
Not the right word, but
that was not my first thought at all.
Is that a new trend?
It might
I
be.
feel like I haven't seen any men with big crosses.
And maybe it's like always underneath their shirt.
But
and
Charlie,
that's why.
at her school, they have like this treasure chest that if you're like a good listener, you get to go pick something. It's all these random toys.
Yeah.
But she chose a pink cross necklace. Now she wears it around. So they've got a convert.
Right. Okay, so that is, I need to go back. I think it was really good for me. But the whole time I was thinking, does this need to be 60 minutes?
I know. I think 60 minutes is too long for a class.
So I even afterwards, I was like, I need somebody that relates to me. And I was like outside trying to like tie my hair up again after the class was over. And this girl that was next to me, I asked her, I was like, is the class always like this? Because literally, Emily, like at the 50-minute mark or even the 55-minute, you're like, it's time to get down and stretch, right? It's time to
Like
get
to
down.
the end. It's like still
Shavasana
going.
or whatever it's called. That's what I needed.
Yes.
She made everyone do fucking burpees until like the very last minute. And we didn't even do
Burpees in a heated room.
at the 58th minute mark.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, almost done, almost done. I'm like, you demon. I wasn't even doing them at this point. I just needed the class to end, or I needed to stretch, even though I've been stretching for the last 25 minutes.
One more child's pose.
So I asked this girl and I was like, is it always like this? And she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I was really thrown off by the description of this class. She's like, yeah, it's a lot of Tabata, which is, I guess, you know what that is?
I've
like,
heard of that. I don't know what
a lot of like
for.
intense 30-second exercises that you just do over and
Like
fucking over
intervals.
again. And she said that the 45-minute class, I was like, oh, 45 minutes, that's great for me.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's even more intense because they try to pack everything in 45 minutes.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
And I was like, this is not the right place for me. I need
Try
a
a
beginner's
different
level.
class.
Yeah, I need to try a different class. That's my TLDR. I need to get in shape. And the class was called Sweat, and it did its job. It had two
delivered.
I went back because I was like, did I read the description wrong?
Yeah.
It had 2 flames next to it.
Maybe you should have like 5 flames.
I should have known. Yeah.
What is a flame, really?
It means you're going to sweat your ass off.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I didn't join you for that.
I
would have died.
I needed a friend. I need a friend.
We would have looked at each other.
and been like, how the hell do we get out of here?
That reminds me, me and Annie, we signed up for like a summer kickboxing. Have I told you this story before? We signed up for like a summer kickboxing class at the community college.
Where?
In like high school.
Okay. Oh, high school.
Yeah, during summer we just did it. I think it was. Maybe it was the summer after we graduated. I can't remember.
I actually vaguely remember that.
And we didn't realize, we thought it was like cardio kickboxing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like combat kickboxing. Like we had to buy like the wraps.
Yeah.
Like people were serious and there were like...
You weren't just punching air?
No. And it was very, very intense to the point where like one time we went... And like, kudos to us. We didn't give up. We kept going. But we would always partner with each other and like not take it that seriously, you know? But there was this thing that he would do maybe once a week called like the gauntlet. And I think it was kind of like HIIT. Or it's just like a lot of like intense things and you rotate around.
Gauntlet doesn't sound good.
And one day we got there and we heard him, like we were at the door. We heard him be like, okay, it's gauntlet. We're like, nope. And we like put on our shoes and just left together.
Wait, that's so funny. There was no discussion or anything.
We just looked at each other. We're like, nope, out of here.
What did you guys go do instead?
I don't remember.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
just not the
anything would have been
gauntlet.
better.
I feel like they have really intense competition shows called the Gauntlet. Wasn't there one called that? Like on MTV?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good name for that.
Who were the other people in the class?
Just like other random
College
adults.
students?
Yeah. They were like, I don't know. I've taken quite a number of community college random, like I did like a hip hop one, I think.
You did?
Yeah.
In
high
college?
school.
High school?
Yeah. But yeah.
I need to, we need to find something better. Okay, kind of on that same note. So that was the fancy gym. I was also looking into the not as fancy gym, right? And their personal trainers there are fairly affordable. So we were looking into that. Me and Steven were looking into that. And I was looking at like, oh, who would I want? And I started to Google all of them to see if I could find reviews. Went down some weird rabbit hole. Find out they're like many of them are pretty young. And their level is all based on like the certifications that they get, not necessarily years of experience. And I would want somebody with like a little bit more years, not just somebody that took a test, I think.
Yeah.
And I found out that like 2 of the trainers that the manager recommended are dating one another. And I was
How
like,
did you figure that out?
it was easy because they're like in their early 20s.
They show up on each other's.
And then they're promoting their own business, but also just like showing them in Tulum on like this, on their like anniversary date or whatever.
I want to know their story. Like, did they meet at work?
They probably did meet at work because one of them is late 20s and the other one's early 20s. But I was like, this is weird of me to like know their backstory. And
now if you meet them, you have to pretend you don't know.
I'll be like, oh, you guys are dating? That's so cute. How'd you guys meet? Did you go to Tulum?
I wonder if we'll ever be big enough where people like listen to our podcast but don't want to say, and then they meet us and they're like, oh, so what do you do? And they know all these random facts about us.
I think we should manifest that. We should manifest that.
We share too much on this
One day
podcast.
they'll be like, how's Logan? I'll be like, who are you?
Why do you know that? Guess how much?
Okay. I'm sorry. This entire episode is my topic.
No, it's cool.
So guess how much? A couple weeks ago, I talked about steam cleaners, like the professional ones. So another thing that I'm looking into to save some money is...
What do you want to steam clean?
All our carpets, some couches, and the area rugs.
Okay.
Because of Logan's dust mite allergy, I thought it would be good just to like do another reset.
And maybe any like curtains.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Do you do blinds?
You can. I do ask my cleaners to like dust them.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, if you're getting a steam cleaner, might as well.
Well, I'm not.
Oh.
Well, maybe. So one thing that like me and Steven have gone down the rabbit hole again on is you can apparently rent a steam cleaner as well. Like those professional grade ones from Home Depot.
Oh.
Guess how much it cost?
$50.
For what?
Renting it
How long?
a day.
I mean, that's fairly close. I mean, you can rent it, like the one we were looking into is about like 100-ish a day.
Oh, okay.
And they have
it double.
Yeah. Well, it's close, but they have it by like 4 hours a day, a week. And just throwing it out there because Home Depot has a lot of cool stuff that you can rent. Yeah, like power cleaners for your backyard if you ever need it.
Yeah.
It's like stuff that you don't really...
This is like learning that your library has pickleball rackets.
What?
Someone said that.
Really?
Like you can ask your library.
Libraries have everything these days.
They really do. I don't know if it's true. I haven't tried. But next time I go to the library, I'll ask.
Don't you have your own pickleball racket?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, just an FYI.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Listeners, if you are looking to rent a steamer,
well, they
Home
also
Depot.
have like a carpet cleaner. They have power washers. They have leaf blowers and a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't need because we're not construction workers or in that field at all.
Did you know, you probably all the parents already know this, but Home Depot has these fun, like, I forget if it's like First Saturday crafts for kids.
I've seen them on social media.
Most of them I think are a little bit too advanced for our kids still, but we've been to a couple and we just get the kit.
Yeah.
And, like if you go early enough, they give them a little apron, which is cute. We've never gotten one because we're always late.
Is it really busy though? Because I don't think you sign up, right?
Yeah. I don't even know if you really need to sign up. You can. Like I've gotten ads where you can RSVP, but we've just shown up and if they have the kit, they just give it to you.
And then do you just do it with them on the spot?
They have like little tables and they'll have tools if you need it for that craft. But you can also like take it home.
What was the craft that you guys did?
They had one that I feel like they were making like a birdhouse type thing or something. It's like a little advanced. Yeah. So they were just excited though to see it.
It's like mini wood shop.
Yeah, totally.
I like that.
So another free event for parents who are looking for
I really do
weekend
like Home
activities.
Depot.
I don't, but
why?
I don't know. There's like something about the smell of the place.
Wood.
Yeah. Just very industrial.
I really like it because like once you start looking in the aisles for something that you're like looking for, like it's so much cheaper than you expect it to be. Like even like ant killer stuff.
Oh,
it's a lot cheaper there. Just an FYI.
This is not an ad. Our first sponsor. Okay, well, I finally, the procrastinator I am, booked our flights to Hawaii in December.
Yay!
So we're going for sure.
For Christmas?
Yes, for Christmas. But I mean, this isn't that exciting, but guess how much a round trip ticket is per person.
Wait, are you going like Christmas to New Year's?
Around there, yeah. I think like 24th-ish.
Gosh, I'm nervous for you. What island?
Honolulu. Or not island. We're flying into Honolulu.
800?
Close. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, like 788.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that?
Ridiculous. But to be expected. Because it's a holiday, I guess.
I guess so.
And for 4 people.
Yep.
And really you can get it for way cheaper,
and I haven't even
too.
booked the hotels yet.
Eek! Yeah, we went, our flights to Hawaii this past time were so cheap.
You went like an off week,
It
right?
was an off week, yeah. It was only $300.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I remember last year when we went.
Twice.
Yeah. When we went for my brother's wedding in like the heart of summer, like we had to go. Like those are the days that we had to go. It was also around 800.
Yeah, it's so crazy. This supply and demand economics shit.
Damn it.
But that's just what we got to do unless we like choose to skip school and work for Victor going forward. Ah, well. I don't think we're going anywhere for Thanksgiving, so all of those potential funds can be funneled into our
What
Hawaii
are you
trip.
doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, you're here?
I'm here for sure. Probably go to.
Well, originally we were going to try to do something because Charlie doesn't have school the whole week. Cassie does, I think, until Thursday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. But now, I don't know.
Okay, let's chat.
Okay. Pop culture?
Yeah.
This, it's not really pop culture, but I did yard duty at Charlie's school, which is like basically you go help monitor the kids at lunch. But we have to do it and the grades come in waves. So first it's like the 6th, 7th, 8th graders, then 3rd, 4th, 5th, 1st, 2nd, and then kinder by themselves. But what was really interesting to me was the 8th graders came out first, and all of them, maybe I already told you this.
No.
Their lunch bags were those small Lululemon bags.
What?
You know, just like the Lululemon that
yeah.
you get for buying something at Lululemon.
Yeah.
I would say like 80% of them, that was their lunch bag. So I was like, oh, maybe I should keep these for when Charlie starts 8th grade.
8th grade? Oh my God.
And it's just so different from when we were in 8th grade.
What were they talking about?
I overheard one of them say, well, my therapist said. Oh. And I was like, wow, like it's just such a different. Did any of our friends see a therapist?
I don't even think I knew what a therapist was.
I didn't either. It was never
grade.
talked about. And like some of them, after they ate lunch, they have recess for only like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But some of them were definitely practicing their TikTok dances.
Wait.
You know, like
In 8th grade, we don't even have like quote unquote recess. It was just lunch.
so at their school, you have like it gets a little longer as you get younger, but I think the 8th graders had like 15 minutes to eat and 15 minutes of recess. And that's like the lunch
interesting.
break, which feels very short to me.
Our lunch break in middle school is around 35,
Was
40
it?
minutes.
I
think.
had no idea.
But we didn't have like a playground or anything.
No, they didn't. Well, actually, there is a playground, but only the younger kids play on it. It's just like really like a blacktop, like parking lot. Yeah,
That's funny that they were practicing their TikTok dances
Yeah.
though. To be fair, when I think about 8th grade, I don't remember what we talked about during lunch.
I don't either. But I remember like loving lunchtime. And also we could eat and talk and walk around. Like we weren't told to
Confined
like, sit
in any area.
for this amount of time and then go talk.
Oh, that's what
they
you
have
mean.
to sit and eat. And then they are dismissed to go like walk around and
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Like you could choose
I don't
not
know
to
if
eat
it's
and
because
do
it's a
TikTok
Catholic
dances.
school or if it's the new trend. But yeah, that was interesting to me.
That is interesting.
Okay. Next, have you seen the TikTok "She Deserved the Purse" trend?
Oh, wait, hold on. So what were you expected to do at yard duty? Like, are you expecting like
So,
you break up fights or like you?
Honestly, I don't know. So when they're sitting though, we're not allowed to let them up for like pretty much any reason. They can't tell me they have to go to the bathroom. They can't tell me they want to throw away their lunch. Like they have to wait to be dismissed.
That does not give them any independence for an 8th grader.
It's really weird. It's just all the grades are like that. And once they're released, then you're just there in case like someone gets hurt. The older kids, not really.
Yeah.
But one of the days I did it, there were a few younger kids who like, oh, that kid hit me, or like they got hurt, they fell. So then I like take them over to like the people who actually know what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, do you have ice? Or like they need a Band-Aid. So
are you like hanging out with another parent that's also on yard duty?
no, you're kind of like dispersed because you're covering different zones.
Oh, you're late. Now this school is like on top of it.
Yeah, they are a well-oiled machine, except that you get very little instruction. So you're just like,
You're the adult in the room now.
Yeah. I feel like really awkward and like I can't believe people see me as an authority because I'm wearing an orange vest. Like I don't know what's going on.
You have to wear an orange vest just to show that you are the person in charge.
Yes. When I tell you not to climb that, you gotta listen.
Or a construction worker, who knows?
I feel like I have a look on my face where kids are like, oh, we can take advantage of her.
So the orange vest helps a little bit. Okay. And how long is it? Because it's
like 2 hours.
Okay.
The yard duty is 2 hours. I also have to do traffic duty, which is like about 45 minutes, which is helping to direct traffic for pickup. You can also do it for drop off, but I can't because.
So do you just like tell people to move forward?
Yeah, or like if kids are like crossing, you ask them to stop and like let the kids cross.
Do you have to hold a big stop sign? Like
there's only one main crosswalk inside the school where you have stop signs. Everywhere else, they don't give you one.
So now that we're in the burbs, well, I guess this was an SF too, but like there are adults that are crossing guards, right?
Oh, yeah.
But they are not necessarily associated with the school.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah, some of them are, but not like for the high school. There's one like a street away. Oh. And I'm like, who is this person? How did you get this job?
Maybe they are associated with the school, but they just put them there because kids like walk home or something.
Yeah. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, my glorious life right now. But today is my last required traffic duty, so I'm happy about that.
You're graduating.
I'm graduating. Now I can just do it for fun if I want.
I want to hear more yard duty stuff, like
what I
eavesdrop
hear.
more.
Okay. I will go back just for the plot. Okay. Have you heard this TikTok trend? She deserved the purse. Has it come across your desk?
How people are putting money or cash
So
into...
the original video, listeners and Teresa, is someone posted like a TikTok. It's like she deserved the purse, and it was like it looked like someone had put back a purse they wanted to buy in a store, and it was next to like baby formula or diapers or something for a baby. So they think like
they swapped it out.
Yeah, they're like, I can't get this for myself because I need to spend the money on the kids, which I think is a very true sentiment across all socioeconomic backgrounds. Like you tend to like spend more on your kids than yourself.
Yes. And formula is
for people who have to make the trade-off, like, oh, how sad, and that like pulled at people's heartstrings. So that started another trend where people were trying to be nice and they would hide money in like diaper boxes, formula cans for supposedly these moms so that they could treat themselves.
Yeah.
And while it was a nice sentiment, it led to pretty much like vandalism of stores.
Oh, no.
So people were taking all the lids off of formula cans. People are opening up diaper boxes because they're looking for money.
Oh, my God.
And it's so funny how a well-intentioned deed or a harmless deed turned into this horrible thing. And I'm sure all the stores are so mad too.
Interesting.
Because I don't think they can even sell that inventory, right?
Right.
Maybe the formula ones, if it's just that plastic lid and it's still sealed, it's okay. But it's kind of a bummer that, I don't know, like people are so selfish that they'll ruin it for everyone else, you know? And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
You just can't have nice things.
we can't have nice things. We can't try to be nice people because it will just bite you in the ass.
Because somebody will take advantage of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
somebody will try to take advantage of it for their own personal gain.
Yeah,
And maybe they needed the money, though, for like food and rent as well.
totally. Yeah, it's a bummer.
I'm annoyed at the system.
At society.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't watch The Golden Bachelorette.
Neither do I.
But Charles is like a little star on TikTok right now, and I'm here for it.
He's the Asian. He's the only Asian guy, right? On
I
the
have no
Golden
idea. I don't know.
Bachelorette.
I haven't seen any other contestants.
Same. I only know the clips. So Joan is the new Golden Bachelorette. So for folks that don't know, it's like basically the older version of the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
So instead of being
Senior Bachelorette.
instead of being your 20s, I think everyone's like in their 60s. And Charles is the one Asian. Yeah.
Is he Chinese? I don't know, actually.
I don't know either, but he has 2 daughters. His wife passed away. And, you know, for any reality TV dating show, they like want you to get to know their story, their backstory.
Yeah.
And he's just like he seems like a very kind-hearted
very lovable.
soul. Very lovable. Like a little, like he's definitely not going to end up with Joan.
No.
Who's like this blonde-haired woman. But he, like once they go into the Bachelor mansion, he was like, like opening all the drawers.
Oh, what a big fridge.
Yeah, like lots of meat in here. And it was just so cute. And I feel like a lot of people love him because of his authenticity.
I'm happy that he's getting like love and support.
Yeah.
Because you really don't see a lot of like Asian men in positions like that.
Right. Like older and not be the stereotypical like, I don't know. Grump. Yeah. Like working dad or like some small business owner dad or like tiger
and he
dad.
seems like very in touch with his emotions kind of, which is like a rare thing to see. And I saw some comments because of course I went down a rabbit hole and people who posted were like, I feel like he is the embodiment of like all Asian dads or like, you know, like people see their dad and so
in him.
Yeah. So they're like relating to it. There was one girl who was just like crying watching him. I was like, oh,
wait, I think I saw that too, where she like pointed at the TV and it was Charles.
Here's rooting for Charles. Even if you don't find love on the show, hopefully you find love through this exposure.
Or companionship. I think what's so great too about, I don't watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, but I heard that because the women and the men spend so much time together when they're not with the Bachelor, Bachelorette, like they become friends.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully like he can make some friends with these other 60-year-olds.
Totally.
Okay, on to family and wellness.
Okay. This is another hack that probably most parents already know, but Charlie hasn't been eating like her cold lunches very well. But I've noticed if I pack her a warm lunch, she eats it better. And her school doesn't like warm stuff up for her like her preschool did. So at first I was like, I don't know what to do. But I saw a hack where you take a thermos and you put really hot, like boiling water in it for like 10 minutes. And then that heats up the container. Then you dump out the water, you heat up whatever food you're going to put in, and then you put it in, and supposedly
it keeps it warmer longer.
Keeps it warmer, yeah. So for anyone who didn't know that, like I just tried it out, and I don't know because I didn't eat it, but Charlie said it was warm, so I guess it worked.
Is Charlie picky with the temperature for food?
A little bit. Like it doesn't. She obviously can't be too hot.
Yeah,
because then it'll burn her. But I think if it's cold, she doesn't like it either.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
Our picky
we
little
never got these things. And I got a sandwich that was like turkey cheese. That's it. White bread.
I honestly can't even remember what I got for lunch in elementary school. I think one time I must have gotten a donut. I'm serious.
You must have been the envy of all of your friends.
I remember this yard duty guy. I actually vividly remember this. This yard duty guy, which I think like was half custodian or something, came around and was just like checking everybody. And he was like, a donut? That's not very healthy. And I got so nervous. I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Oh, you shouldn't judge so loudly. It clearly stuck with you.
He was going to like send me to the principal's office or something. So embarrassing.
Oh,
actually, no, I do remember.
Little Teresa.
I used to get dumplings a lot. And I think it would smell a lot, you know, if you like put it in hot and then you like open the Tupperware.
Was it still warm when you ate it?
I mean, I think I had it every single day. So to this day, I like still don't like the smell of dumplings.
Oh.
Tyler likes
I don't
it,
like turkey and cheese sandwiches with nothing else in them.
Because of lunch growing up.
Like you ate it every single day.
I don't know what. I think that's why variety is really good.
But looking back, I'm like, why didn't I have the like thought to make my own lunch or like make what I wanted? Like, why was it on my mom to provide it?
It is very interesting to hear about like 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds making their own lunches now.
Yeah. It's like, you can have your own request, but you make it happen. Yeah. Right? Like, I think that is something new that I want to instill in my kids. Like, freaking Charlie, every time she has a runny nose, she just goes, mucus, and then wants me to grab her a Kleenex. I'm like,
wait, what did she say?
It's like Spanish for like mucus or runny nose.
Wait, how did she
got it
that?
From her nanny when we were in LA. But that's what we all say in our family now. Like, oh, do you have moco? I know it's super random. But I'm just like trying to tell her, like, just go get a Kleenex. You don't have to tell me. You're 5 now.
Yeah, and you do it at school.
Yeah. But it's still a thing. She goes, mocos. And you know she has dust allergy, so she has mocos a lot.
No, I feel like, you know how a lot of men are accused of having weaponized incompetence?
Oh.
Do you know what?
I can envision what that means.
Yes. So I feel like Tyler is already like in that.
He's got an early start.
Yeah, he's got an early start because for things like going to the bathroom, he'll like jump up and down. He's like, oh, I have to go. I'm like, hurry, go then.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, no, I don't need to go. And then he'd be like, you put up the toilet seat for me.
Aww.
Like, shut up, Tyler. Like, you
Cassie
do it
is
yourself.
the opposite. Like, I do not want her doing things by herself. And she's like, I can do it. Close the door. And I'm like, no, this is going to be a mess.
We can do it. Close the door.
She wants to do everything herself.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
Thanks, listeners.
Thanks for listening. Please check out our Amazon storefront and subscribe.
Somebody has checked it out and
Yes.
bought something.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.